The U.S. Open Cup has its final set now between LAFC and Sporting KC after two really fascinating semifinal matches where we saw Sporting KC go up against Indy 11 and LAFC last night defeat Real Salt Lake 1-0. Let's go to Sporting KC versus Indy 11 to start off, with Sporting KC winning 2-0 here and ultimately controlling and dominating the game. Indy 11, I had no idea who they were, bro. No idea. And I looked into them to see just who they were. I found their YouTube page, the Indy 11 YouTube page, and this will give you an idea of just how big this club is. They uploaded a hype video for this game.
Oh, cool.
A day before the match, 50 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's the size.
That makes sense. I mean, football in Indiana? I mean, I don't think I've ever heard that sentence before. Nonetheless, though, I thought they played a great game.
They did.
Considering that they're a second division side going all the way to the semifinals, the support for that is crazy, bro. That's crazy. But I thought they played a great game. Yeah. And it made sense to me that they did make it this far because, I mean, they had some fun players, specifically their striker, Augie Williams. Really mobile striker. And not only that, I love his instinct. He has a natural knack for a goal, and he had a really big opportunity in the first half. Gets the ball in the box, quick snapshot towards goal. But it was just too central.
Way too central, bro.
Way too central. He hit it good too, and he hit it quick. He had to. The defender was right on him. But that would have been a huge moment that would have made it 1-1 at the time. And I think that laid out how the rest of the night would go for Indy 11, because in the second half, even though they were already down 2-0, they created a lot of chaos, a lot of half chances, but it just wasn't their night.
It was Tim Millia's night, dude. I thought he had a great performance between the sticks for Sporting KC. Johnny Russell drawing first blood on that long-range effort. Beautiful strike where the ball just completely loses its spin and it hovers its way to the back of the net. Can't give him that space, man. Can't give him that space, and he just absolutely thumped it into the back of the net. And then the second goal, Rosero, giving KC the 2-0 lead. But, hey, ultimately, props to Indy 11. I want to give them all the respect possible because they made it very deep in this tournament. And as a small club, as a team of smaller stature, they were still able to put up a great fight and make it super entertaining in this match because they did try, bro. They really did. They just weren't able to really break the deadlock.
Yeah, and there is one other player that I do want to highlight for Indy 11 because they do have some really good players. 18-year-old right wing back Logan Neidlinger. And he just apparently started getting minutes for Indy in July. So he's only been playing for less than 2 months at a professional level. And I really like his profile, man. As a player, he's very tight on the ball, but more importantly, he seems to be a really good passer. At 18 years of age, I think if he can grow into his skill set, he could be a really deadly player from a fullback position off the pass. And the reason why I bring that up is because I think to have high passing skills is rare in the MLS specifically. It is super rare, honestly, in most CONCACAF leagues. So if Neidlinger can really hone in his ability to be a good passer, I think you could have a really good pro career and maybe get an MLS move in the next year or two.
That'd be dope.
It'd be cool.
That'd be really cool to see, and to look back on his career and be like, damn, I was at a U.S. Open Cup semifinal against an MLS team, and we put up a good performance. Sporting KC is in the final. Yeah. And that's pretty dope, man. I'm excited to see that. Alan Pulido, I was surprised to see, is still here.
I know.
Still here at Sporting KC. So we'll see how they face off against LAFC on September 25th. Let's look over at the LAFC versus Real Salt Lake game, which saw LAFC win 1-0 with a late game winner from Denny Buwanga after a penalty was called off of a handball. What a dope atmosphere. That's what stood out to me, man. What a dope atmosphere. I love it. I love seeing professional teams in a stadium under lights in a field in a pitch like this, as we saw last night, dude. Really dope experience.
Dude, there wasn't a lot of goal mouth action, but I didn't mind it at all because we were in Seattle, bro. We're in the forests of Seattle, that beautiful green, and the colors were just so vibrant. It was so beautiful. The nature really spoke through the screen, bro. At Starfire Sports Stadium, it was just awesome, bro. The trees just right next to the pitch. It was gorgeous. And not a lot happened in the game, though. I'll be honest, bro. It was so tight. Maybe the pitch was smaller than regulation because it felt like it, dude. There was no space to be had. But ultimately, LAFC got a cheap pen, dude. Cheap. Ref just sold it at a really low price. LAFC bought it first, and they just get a penalty. It was a perfect pen from Bouanga. It was perfect, man. But my God, how unlucky for Seattle. But I don't feel bad for Seattle because they had 80 minutes prior to that to try and take it to LA, and they didn't. LA had all of the ball. Seattle were happy to just defend. And so, in a way, this is Seattle's punishment because they should have just been way more offensive thinking.
Absolutely. And I also don't feel bad for Seattle because this is the 4th time this season that LAFC has defeated them. Can you do something about that?
God damn it.
Can you show some pride here?
Right.
Be more aggressive, please.
Please.
Crazy because we were just talking about Columbus Crew having LAFC's number and, being in their heads. But now LAFC, it's like a bully, dude. Like, the kid at home who has a tough life comes to school and he takes it on a student, and the student is freaking Seattle Sounders, bro, because they cannot get over this LAFC hump. 4th time, dude. I couldn't believe when the commentator said that. 4th time this season that LAFC has defeated them. That is crazy dominance over a specific club. And so LAFC takes full advantage and uses that to go to the final of the US Open Cup, where we have Sporting KC facing off against LAFC. Folks, let me know, who do you think will win this matchup? In my opinion, I think LAFC is still the favorite going into this game, despite the fact that they've lost 2 major finals in a row. And if they lose this one, it'll make it 3.
Yeah, I have LAFC winning regardless of their finals record going right now. They're also hosting it. I think that's going to play a huge factor in this final. So it just makes it even harder for Sporting. But it's not even so much that I think LAFC is the much better team. I just think Sporting's not that good. That's my problem. I wish this was a different team, honestly, that could test LA. I just don't think Sporting's really going to take it to them over 90 minutes. Sporting have a couple things going for them, right? They have Pulido. They have Johnny Russell. Those are 2 very, very good players offensively. But I just think the supporting cast for Kansas City isn't good enough. And that's where LAFC will just take advantage. They have slightly better midfielders. Their defense is more organized. And then they also have the difference makers that Sporting KC have in Denny Bouanga, Olivier Giroud if he's healthy, right? Christian Oliveira. So Bogu's off the bench. They just have much more attacking power. At home, I think there's only one result at the end of the 90 minutes. It's going to be LAFC lifting a trophy.
Yeah, I try to think about this and be like, because I would like to see Sporting KC win this just personally. I prefer them over LAFC, just the story, the city. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the vibes.
Yeah.
I would love to see Sporting KC win this game, but I tried every way to convince myself that they could, but there really is no reality, I think, where Sporting KC can win this game. Hopefully I don't end up getting clipped after saying that, and Sporting KC goes on to get a monumental victory, but I do think LAFC is just the odds-on favorite, especially at home. These things matter in the MLS. It showed itself in the Leagues Cup with Columbus Crew playing at home and dominating LAFC. I think LAFC, especially after that finals loss in Leagues Cup, will be looking to immediately rectify that with another trophy here at the US Open Cup. So I'm going LAFC. You're going LAFC. Guys, let us know in the comments down below, who are you going with in the final of the US Open Cup happening on September 25th. Peace.